Alright, what's up everybody? Good afternoon or evening, depending where you're from. Thank you very much for joining us here, and hopefully you're liking the preview of the new overlays. I do want to quickly point out that nothing here is final. I know, for example, the images down there are not quite set properly, and some of them are even out of date. This is just us testing the new overlay today. I think it looks really sweet, though, and I really like the simplicity of it. Zombie Grub, I have to unmute you before I forget. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Thank you.
I have had more sleep between the Alima League and this cast than I did for like the 2 days leading up to the Alima League prior. I was so tired and so exhausted when we were done, so it feels kind of nice to actually be awake for the cast.
Yeah, I felt terrible after the Alima League, and I told you at the end, but sleep and not coffee ended up helping a lot, so...
Would not coffee just be poop?
No. I'm actually, like, I just used to giving it time and, like, going to sleep for, like, 3 hours, so...
If I have 2 Red Bulls, for example, I get really shaky and jittery. Like, the caffeine and that's enough for me. So imagine, like, a cup of coffee can't be much better.
I actually think I get, like, I get stomach burning when I drink coffee. So, like, something like acid reflux or something like that. I'm actually probably just going to stop drinking coffee now. Maybe
your stomach's just weak. You need to train it up.
That, I think that's actually pretty accurate.
Yeah, because all I know is that you regularly eat not spicy food, bland stuff. You oh wait, that's me.
Oh, you.
Are you wearing a Tracer shirt, by the way? I can't quite tell. It looks like your hair.
Yes, I am.
Nice, very nice. I hate you for wearing that shirt, but you know, I'll get over it.
I got the shirt 2 years ago. Is that insane?
Is this the first time you've worn it on stream?
No.
I'm trying to remember. There's a shirt I thought was similar, but was it you? You had like foxes on the shirt, or was that somebody else?
I don't have a fox shirt.
Okay, there's somebody else then. They had because, as I say, the fox tails kind of look like the hair spikes on Tracer's hairdo there, but.
Can't think of it.
Anyways, thank you. It's somebody else, obviously. Solar424 hitting us up with a 15-month resub to kick off the cast tonight. I got some good, and I've got some bad news, guys. Here's the good news. We're going to have NoRegreT and Scarlet, and maybe Steadfast, and maybe HuShang playing tonight. Awesome.
That's about it.
The bad news is that's about it. We really don't have a big bracket, and furthered by the fact that top 2 qualify. I'm guessing this is double elimination?
It is, yes. It's actually like what they did for the Europeans, but they anticipated it being smaller, which they were totally right about. So they didn't bother splitting up into 2 days, which is really good, because it would have been awkward.
Yeah, but I'm like trying to think about it in my head. There's like 5 best of 3s maybe today then? I mean, it's not...
No, there'd be... Wait a minute.
Because, okay, semifinals 1, semifinals 2, finals,
so...
losers bracket finals, and then grand final. Oh no, there wouldn't be a grand finals because it's top 2.
Right.
It's like 4? I don't know. I don't know, guys.
And, one of the guys that signed up isn't even here. I'm just like, so it was going to be 5 people, now it's 4 people.
Feels walkover, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me show you guys actually how the brackets, so as I screen capture this. You got Scarlet with a walkover. Woo! You got X Patrick and Steadfast, who are not currently being streamed, but I imagine are playing their match. And HuShang and NoRegreT, who both walked over, and that's the lobby we are currently in. So it'll likely be semifinals here, semifinals there, grand finals, losers bracket, the end.
What's wrong with your mic?
What is wrong with my mic?
The stream is actually complaining about your mic.
Not coffee, just it's not using my good microphone is why.
Ah. Well, you sound, great to me. So.
Yes, because Skype didn't mess up. XSplit for some reason chose to prioritize my webcam mic.
Okay, yeah, that's really bad.
Well, I mean, so this is, by the way, one of those like once in a while things that'll happen because I got a new webcam and I plugged it in and it probably took priority as like the newest, coolest thing. So don't worry, guys. It's fixed. Or should be by the time you're hearing this.
Cool.
Stream delay things, though, right?
I mean, I think we were supposed to tell them that we were ready.
Oh, well, I told him we'd be ready in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. You said just let us know when you're ready, and then nothing's happened, and it's been 8 minutes.
Well, looks like they're finally asking if the players are good to go. This is going to be a ZVP. HuShang, I believe, was actually streaming the North American qualifier, or the American USA, whatever qualifiers yesterday, as there's no stream for it.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I had to take a moment here, be like, wait, he's Canadian? I thought he was playing yesterday, but no, he's just covering it. I am Dark Minions, hitting us up with a 10-month resub. Thank you kindly. And I believe we missed another one. Yes, Extreme Purple. RIP headphone users. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. At this point, there's no way for me to know that. Like, if I have to hear myself in my own headphones, then you're gonna hear that echo too. And there's no way to test it.
Oh well.
Do you remember in Toronto we had that one really weird echo, which just turned out we needed to mute one of the sounds, and it was all good after that? I wish it was that simple.
Kind of.
Okay, looks like we're gonna get into it though, guys. Countdown has begun. The beeps are going, and the first map will be King Sejong Station. Woo! Now, for this in-game overlay, I want to point out these logos are temporary. Again, the rendering of the actual sponsor animated thing is not complete, and it is a bit of a test. So don't freak out. That will be this part here will look way prettier later. Yeah. But speaking of stuff on the overlay, we are casting the WESG America's Regional Qualifiers. I guess that's what they can call the Canadian ones. I need to fix my mouse because, of course, I've been busy losing at co-op all day. More on that in a moment. But spawning here at the bottom right side of King Sejong Station, we've got the blue Protoss HuShang.
In the top left, as the red Zerg, he is NoRegreT. Regrets.
I love, by the way, that right there in chat, Riff can fix your mic and Zombie Rip clean your room. I really want Zombie Rip clean your room to become a thing, because your room is not messy. My room is messy,
Right?
but yours is not.
Yeah, it's always like one person though, so it's whatever. Actually, speaking of co-op, and I guess people that complain, I know, great way to connect things. I've been getting, really decent comments on all my videos that I've been uploading.
Nice.
And I'm like really like, kind of proud of that because people are actually like, interacting with my videos and they're all pretty nice.
Feels good, man.
There's the one guy that always, tells us what to do in co-op when we have trouble and stuff. But I finally got like my first like shitty guy that I just know I'm gonna end up blocking. I know, yay! Yeah, he was like Void Rays on Vorzin, really? And I was like, I'm confused. Some people say that that's actually really good because you can also go into Corsairs and Disruption Web. Are you saying that it's bad, or are you saying that I should be doing that better? And then he, of course, he just like was like, go for OP units with good upgrades. You'll thank me later. And then he like spaced 10 spaces so that I had to read more. And then he says, my friends that are in bronze also go Void Rays on Vorzin. I think there's a connection.
Oh.
And I'm like, wow.
See, I find it easier to just remove the comments. No need to block, because it pisses them off more when they're like, my voice has been silenced.
Ah, okay, I get it. Alright, maybe I'll do that then. Depending on how he responds, I'm actually very curious to how shitty this guy will get. It's the first time. I'm actually a little, like, proud of it, but,
it's okay.
Also a little subtle brag about my videos actually getting comments. Oh,
you calm down there. Does this just make me look
5
fat?
comments. It's great.
No, I've been having a lot of fun with our co-op stuff, so I'm glad to see that it's getting some good return on your end. Of course, we'll be trying to get revenge at some point on this horrendous mutation, but enough about that for now, because we do have a ZVP on our hands for the Canadian qualifiers. Of course, I did request to cast this one, being Canadian myself, but make no mistake, guys, ZomGrub is definitely not Canadian.
Definitely not. Yes, that's correct. So I see a lot of people mentioning, and while we still have time before like NoRegreT All In or something like that, I'm mentioning like people that are missing. Like the Canadian qualifiers are like American qualifiers. They're not humongous. They're not like European qualifiers.
There's only one name on this. There's 2 names on this list I miss out on. From the
Exactly.
more amateur side of it, Juggernaut Jason. And from the more pro side of it, Masa.
Yeah, exactly. That's the exact two that I was thinking of. But I'm sure there's a couple more that usually show up for Canadian qualifiers because the way that WESG does stuff is different for sure. Like so many individual qualifiers to the European side, for instance, is just not really done. But there's been Canadian qualifiers before, you know, for the IAMs and DreamHacks, and it's not this small usually. So I don't know what it was.
Whoa. Let's calm down there, Zombie, alright?
I'm calling Canadian small. Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Hojo the Super Clown, thank you for the 8-month resub. It's been a great 8 months, mate, and no debate about another 8.
Hey, I like that rhyme. So
It's never
it's
too late to start off on a clean slate.
I should have known you were trying to think of something. It's not NoRegreT that's
Him.
all-inning first. Wait,
Him
who do you
summoned
think
to
is
us was
all-inning
fate.
first?
I think actually NoRegreT, who has
Cheater the
had
ink.
this in like his history, in his bloodlines, I find his version of this all-in really weird. Because he's getting ranged weapon upgrades, but massive amounts of lings right now. And he knows there's a full wall off, so I'm wondering what he plans to do with this.
He had to have made a mistake. It's really weird that he wouldn't notice that it's not melee. Because what is it?
Well-
It's gonna help his queens.
Right, that's it, because he didn't go for a Roach Warren. You're not usually looking for this to go straight for a Warp Prism. I guess maybe if this ends up being Hydraling, this is like the exception to this being too weird. But it's still a
You don't-
huge dedication in lings.
Yeah, you don't need the missile attack that quickly. You know, you don't need to have the upgrade 2 minutes before you have your Hydralis then.
Well, it's a really nice
This
round
is-
and a hell of a lot of lings, but these Adepts are going to kill a lot of them before they go down.
They're also not the end-all be-all of the attack. It wasn't all in from HuShang, by the way. They just throw around more gateways on the Nexus, but it's done it for the attack. While this is cleaned up, it could have been cleaned up probably even better had I got +1 melee. The DTs are now coming in are what's really problematic, and NoRegreT's lair still isn't quite done, and there's no guarantee that he'll make an Overseer immediately. In fact, most Zergs do not, so they kind of think about it later.
Well, either way, he's got the layers, so at least he's got the option to make them instead of being stuck here with nothing on hatchery tech. I really want to know what's up with those plus range weapons, though. Like, is no Hydra didn't be slapped down? He's got the gas for it.
So, for those who don't know,
He's getting wrecked by
NoRegreT
DTs.
is in Korea right now. Okay, DTs.
Okay,
Going to town.
being in Korea is not gonna. This isn't a latency problem we're
No, it's
witnessing.
not, no,
Like-
what I was getting to is not latency. Probably never mind. But rather like if the time is off, but it's actually
Oh,
not.
so
Being in
it's not-
American time zone for a qualifier is actually okay for Koreans.
So it's not about latency, it's about latency. Got it.
Different. But my point is, like, it shouldn't affect him. It's 9 a.m. in Korea right now, which I guess is, like, kind of early for, like, gamers when you think about it. But that would be on him for not waking up at, like, you know, more time to get warmed up and stuff. He is going to go for a Hydralis then, so the missile attack's going to help out, but, like, you know...
Oh, this is
more
almost
often-
perfect timing. He could have still surrounded those Archons, I feel. Decides to go
I
for the
would
Adept
want
stuck in the wall, and this is going to get worse for him over here. So now he goes for this round on the Archons. It's a little bit late, though, and he already takes some big hits before the Lings got to fight. He'll kill 2 of the Archons, and hell, he might even get the 3rd one. But this costs him most of his Lings. So as the rest continue to flood over and dive in, we're going to have to hope that there's just nothing else to stop these, because unless you have a full surround on an Archon with Lings, you're going to have a bad time.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about the Masa thing, by the way. Chat just reminded me that he's not, like, he doesn't actually have a Canadian passport or something, and you need to actually show your passport. Like...
Oh, that's right. You got, because there was those WCS qualifiers he wasn't able to
Yeah.
compete in.
Yeah, and I didn't realize this until they were discussing with someone else. I think like Avillo also couldn't play because he didn't have a passport,
He's
and
not-
he, you know, would have
he's
taken
not-
too long to get one.
He's not Canadian, right?
No, I meant yesterday.
Oh, thank God.
You're like, no, first Beaver. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I will move to a Trump-ruled America before I share my homeland with a
Can we
Vilo.
not talk about? Oh my God, there is such a. Oh, anyways, but that is a really good point.
Look,
and
Zombie
you're
Goat,
right.
he never said that global warming was a
Yo,
Chinese hoax,
that's
okay?
Okay, so that was hilarious, but when the moderator like corrected him on like the stop and frisk thing, like, and he was like, no, you're wrong. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, it was a fun
Privileged
time.
white people, am I right? It's America in a nutshell.
So, I mean, this game is kind of like it felt like it's been over for a while, but NoRegreT is still trying to keep in it. Unfortunately, his unit composition without the lurkers is actually very ineffective against the depths.
This actually reminds me of a very less successful version of Lucira earlier today, where Lucira was throwing away 600 lings, he was wasting Nidus Worms, but still somehow bullied through with good macro. Unfortunately, NoRegreT, not only did he lose his third early on, he never got to a fourth. He's not had that level of macro where he can just bully his opponent and play this super loose and casual Ling Hydra style.
Everything just feels off. And of course, that's just expanded upon by being surprised by DTs. That NoRegreT looks like he's just completely getting stomped right now. And I'm going to chalk this up to a warm-up game.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do like the idea of Ling Hydra. I think going up against a player like HuShang, who we may not know a lot about, but is a Grandmaster player. Like, it's conventionally that Roaches just end up getting wrecked. Unless you get like a good overwhelming fight and the Protoss player plays a little bit too greedy and a little bit light on the army, I feel like that just works 0% of the time. Where something like this has a chance to catch him off guard. I'm not saying this was the best thing NoRegreT could have gone for, but I like the thought process that went into it. He unfortunately is going to tap out, though. GG. Little bit too much damage. Not sure why that went Scottish. Silly voices. Okay, well, that first game is over, and I believe it's Vito's, not Loser's pick, so we'll have to wait a moment to see what comes up next.
Yeah.
Are you really proud of that dollar sign? Is that what you're giggling at right now in Twitch chat?
What? Yes, but also that is a great mistypo, you know, of Kespa Cup.
The Kesha Cup.
The Kesha Cup. I wish she hosted a tournament. That'd be awesome. We totally sang the TikTok, man. Karaoke times.
You what? Sorry, I was coughing.
We sang to TikTok at karaoke over the weekend.
Oh, right, karaoke. I forgot
yodel.
Toronto had that really awesome karaoke place.
Yeah, we needed to yodel it out, man. What's up?
I'm trying to think, like, so there's that line, right? Like, wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Like P. Diddy.
Got my glasses out the door. I'm gonna hit the city. How can I apply that to, like, the Kespa Cup, right? Like, there's no players that have names that sound like Diddy.
That you're correct. There's not.
Neeb lost in the Kespa Cup, but oh, really did he? Got his Protoss out the door.
Oh my god.
He's gonna. I can't. This is too hard to come up with on the fly. Normally I can do this a little bit better. We're going to get into game number 2 on Dassin Station. Just waiting HuShang to ready up. Quick reminder that it is a best of 3. And if you guys want to look at the brackets, they're available on the WESG website. But the Wikipedia brackets are a little bit easier to read. Actually, is this double limb?
It should be.
It has to be because there's 2 finals matches, right?
Yeah,
oh, I see the
be,
brackets. So... They just don't see them until players go down there. Okay, I see.
There you go.
I will never get used to look at the WSG brackets. But anyways, Dassin Station for game 2. Let's hop into it.
Oh, Dassin Station. Amazing. Is HuShang higher seed? He is, yeah. Okay, this is NoRegreT's map choice. Love it, love it.
I'm surprised it didn't get vetoed though.
Yeah. There's that, yes, I guess. What else would have been vetoed instead of it? Maybe Galactic or something? Not sure.
I would imagine a map like Frost might be a little bit less appealing, depending on
maybe, yeah.
Of course, the things. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, middle, top, left side, he's going to be the blue Protoss. He's up 1-0. It's HuShang.
In the bottom right, as the red Zerg, he's a NoRegreT.
Okay, you ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
HuShang in the Kespa Cup. Was it you? And were you singing karaoke, lass?
Oh, NoRegreT. No, wait.
It's a proxy hatchery. I just rallied it really sneakily weird.
Yeah, he's gonna take a gold base first. He's gonna be like, aha!
Oh, he's waiting for the probe to go by, actually, timing-wise. This is pretty smart. This is actually really clever out of NoRegreT. I like this. I want to point out that NoRegreT's friends and close family, people like Scarlet and others, have done really, really effective proxies.
Sorry, close friends and family?
Well, they live together.
Okay. Alright, continue.
They're good friends. They're family, whatever. My point is not the semantics of whether they are related by blood, but more related by strategy and perhaps sharing the blood of their enemies. There you go. Brought it around. Point is, no regret. Question, is it going to be for spine crawlers or is it going to be for roaches?
I think it's for spine crawlers. I think that is the most effective thing you can do on Dasson Station in particular. But we will see.
It's just to take the gas like that is what I was wondering. Like, is that he's thinking about speed? The 3 drones should already be on the way type thing. Like, they're actually a little bit late to the party.
Yeah, you might just be right. That's roach. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
So I was to say, the drones not being pulled yet was actually I think the best point, and they are like the tiniest bit late. But
well, I'm thinking because he had to throw in the gas in the spawning pool, he doesn't have the money to build 3 spines right away. Keeping the drones back a little bit. A, the probe's constantly scouting, and B, you don't actually have the 300 minerals to build all these spines.
Yep, he only just got it, so that is a good point. But that means that the gas would have increased speed. You can flood in with lings once you've broken down the wall. This is
it's
a
in the
very
depth first.
difficult.
This has to be a zealot if you want to stop this. Cannons are going to come up, but those might not cut it.
Well, I mean, the cannon response is not a terrible one at all. It's just unfortunate that he didn't get it down, I think, at a much better time.
So here's the problem with cannons, and this is where they could be good versus bad. We saw this in King Sejong Station and a couple others. If you position the cannons so that they have range priority on the ramp without being reachable from the bottom side of the ramp, then the cannons are fantastic. But if HuShang builds the cannons like right next to his cyber core and by his gateways, they're going to be in range of the spine crawlers and tear them down. The biggest, I like where he's putting this, actually. I think this is a great spot for the cannons.
Yeah.
Because if you put them too close, they get torn down, and if you put them too far away, they don't stop the spines from walking up the ramp.
That warp gate's not going to finish. He should actually just rebuild the center for somewhere else already. Well, once he gets 150 minerals cores.
I do like that he's trying to get this last-ditch sentry out, put a force field on the ramp and buy some time, but it looks like it might not even be enough. Lings get to the main. Those probably won't kill much, but they do distract everything, allowing the spine crawlers to root in range of the cannons.
Well, 2 of the cannons.
Oh, that sentry blocks out the 3rd spine crawler. That's actually kind of huge.
Yeah,
force
trying to
filtered
get
in
whatever
too.
Lings they're about to. I think that HuShang's gonna hold it. Remember that HuShang can actually lose quite a few probes. I would say 15. No, hold on. Probably 10. All right, before he really started to feel the effects too bad.
So NoRegreT needs some more links for him to get up here. That kind of sucks for him. That being said, I'm surprised he's not prioritizing the pylons. Take those down, remove possible overcharges. There you go.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Link's gonna run right by this though.
Okay,
You know, with all the cannons and photon overcharges used at the front, there's nothing to stop that backline, and this Nexus back here should probably fall. If the Adepts want to chase back to try and chase this and clean up the Lings, that might leave an opening in the north, or in the south, excuse me, for more Lings to get in, but NoRegreT, he's got to control his Lings better first off. A lot of these have been dying for nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Definitely HuShang.
I love this.
HuShang could have...
Nice surround, kills the sentry, gets the Adept.
Much better tower defense, I would say. The cannons were in a bad position, but they were in the best position, and he didn't wall off the right side to make the Lings funnel through, because then there's like 6 less Lings to deal with, which is, just about how many he had left over. But even if he's mining off the gold base and trying to drone right now, I mean, he's still greatly affected by the build that he did. And the follow-up of roaches,
oh, this
it's not
is nasty.
going to be a lot of roaches.
This is nasty.
Yes, that is disappointing. He was just up 6 probes. Now he's down 1.
He's down 1, but more importantly, he's had to do a lot of shuffling around, so there's also a lot of kind of hidden resources lost that have been going on behind this. The roaches coming out are interesting for certain, but I'm more curious on his choice not to get another spine crawler or 2 out. Something where I think like mineral efficiency is a little bit better for him than gas, because he is mining off of 1 gas after all. He did take a second one just now, but it's gonna be a while before he's got that gas count really roaring.
Yeah. Looks like he's gonna try and send the origins through. Nope. Denied.
Oh,
Denied by the foot overcharge.
I was wondering how they're shooting that, then I realized the cannons, of course, have range for detection.
Robo's finally on the way. I will say that that's one thing that HuShang has been missing for a while, because he did take, the cannon path earlier and then lost a bunch of probes. But an Immortal or 2 would certainly help out. A Warp Prism to counterattack would help as well. And NoRegreT really is trying to make the best out of what is a okay scenario. It's not an absolutely terrible one. We've certainly seen better holds from the Protoss to just slap the Berserk down, but it's not great for NoRegreT either. It's interesting. I really wish that HuShang would tower defense up back, though. Like, I mean, like, it's going to be really hard to wall off at any
Queen's
form,
going to go
but
down.
Force the Lings and Roaches into the cannons, never let them run by, but NoRegreT's not trying to run by. He actually takes the fight with the cannons, which I don't think is completely necessary.
It's also costing him a lot. The overcharge gets popped off. A Queen dies without killing the Mothership Core. The Immortal is going to pop out, and once that Immortal comes into play, unless NoRegreT's got a lot of Lings, SimCity with that Immortal could actually go a long way.
I will say that she has to be careful still.
Mothership Core is going to go down. Queen says no flying here. So no fly zone.
He doesn't quite have enough production either. He never had at any point like more than one warp in per gateway, I want to say.
This is so rough and scrappy, but it's finally working.
It is working for NoRegreT. The fact that HuShang couldn't get a wall off or any type of like power defense SimCity setup, I think really hurt HuShang. HuShang also probably got a little overconfident and never put down more cannons despite banking a lot of minerals.
Yeah, that's got to feel bad.
Instead, and it was too late.
That's got to feel really bad, losing the game with like 900 minerals in the pocket and not enough cannons in play.
Yeah. Definitely could have been a cleaner hold. It's going to take us in the ace match.
Yeah, certainly will. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, though, guys, before we hop into that third and final game. So stick around, and we'll see you soon as I test out the new commercial break screen. Cool. Well, we had to skip ahead and get finish everything early. There we go, as I stumble through my words here. I was glad to see that the screen works, though. So 2 thumbs up for that. We are going to get into game number 3, though. Everything's tied up now 1-1, spawning on the bottom left side. We'll see if he's ready. It's going to be the blue Protoss HuShang.
In the bottom right, as the red Zerg, he is NoRegreT.
Yeah, and to explain what was going on there real quick, guys, NoRegreT said he was already in lobby and the countdown began. HuShang didn't actually say he was already in lobby, but I guess he messaged the admin instead. Chat is actually so fickle in Legacy of the Void, I wouldn't be surprised if that was just a mistake. Probably meant to put it in lobby chat, didn't happen that way. I didn't realize initially that's what that was, though, and I thought this was NoRegreT being like, are you ready for, like,
Me too.
more?
Yeah, are you ready for the early pool?
You ready for another proximity hatchery?
Yeah, which is possible in New Gettysburg, but Dasan is really the one that is the most effective.
Yeah, it's the close distance, but more importantly than that, you get the gold base to mine off of. And reminds me a lot of the old Overgrowth proxies for that reason, too. There's not a lot of maps you can actually put a hatchery down, do the cheesy spine crawlers, and then happily mine off of a gold base for.
Yeah, that was an interesting period of Overgrowth's life, and it had a very long life. And NoRegreT's been going for at least a hatchery.
It was like, it came out of puberty, it's doing the experimental stage now, it's finally realizing it's into girls or guys or whatever. It's just like...
Amazing.
The life of Overgrowth. It was a long one, too.
Yeah, a year plus.
May it forever rest in pieces.
I mean, it was brought back for the Korean League, so it's finally being put to rest.
So it's a zombie. It was dug up out of the ground.
Yeah.
Reused. Abused.
Beaten back with a shovel again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I said that at least NoRegreT was getting a hatchery in his base, is how I was going to end it with, but I was also going to follow up with it doesn't mean very much. I mean, I know NoRegreT didn't look like he was going to all in last game because it got kind of funky. First, he had to defend against HuShang, and then the +1 missile was, at the very least, mistimed, and I'm pretty sure it was a mistake.
I'm questioning whether that could be classified as mistimed, though, right? And I'm not going to try and speak too heavily on it, but on one hand, you got the DTs through everything for a loop, and so did the Adepts of the big attack. But the +1 still started way sooner than even the layer did, which left us questioning why go for it. The only part that's mistimed for me, though, is like watching the follow-up for it, because it became so clunky. Like, did NoRegreT actually want to make 50 Lings? Or did he scout that like attack coming and get super scared? Like, I don't know whether he got screwed up by what happened or whether it was just a weird timing on his part.
Yeah, he either mistakenly didn't get the melee but wanted to get both melee and missile eventually, or he meant to get the missile and then a very quick layer, but was delayed because of the adept attack.
This, by the way, is a huge dedication out of NoRegreT. We got 18 more Lings coming. He cut drones around 19. He's building another one right now, but he really wants to break in through this, and I feel like getting through this front door is going to be too much of a hard task. Just getting an Evo chamber, making those overlords, lifting things around, might be a way better way to go about this.
Yeah, I really think he wanted the initial attack, the one where HuShang had to pull his probe, to continue to distract, but it was cleaned up, and the wall was put down. I mean, it's a bit of an awkward-looking wall, but it still does the job,
Yeah.
and HuShang doesn't take any damage.
Got a couple of resubs to go over, by the way. Thank you, Snipe Hunt, for the 30 long months here on BaseTradeTV, as well as Regeltis for 27. He says 2 thumbs up. Force field goes down. Adept lives to see another day. The pylon even get ready to block this off. I mean, this has really not been a bad hold out of HuShang so far.
No, it has not. Maybe now he's getting his production up, and this will force NoRegreT to retreat, but also means that HuShang could counter, which is kind of scary.
Maybe there's a counter, maybe there's not. The thing I'm concerned about for NoRegreT, though, is that it really didn't cause any damage. You know, not a lot of probes died, and no probes died. Okay, you killed a couple of pylons, but as you saw, it didn't stall out Warp Gate. For NoRegreT to have cut his own workers that early to do that, I mean, I like that he still tries to take a third, and he's playing precautious with the Spore Crawlers, but he has essentially given himself a bit of a handicap this game by doing that move and getting nothing for it.
Yeah. Like I said, HuShang could have responded with an attack. He has 8 Adepts, he has Earthling Glaives. He could also just play a defensive game if he really wanted to and go for the third base. I'm actually going to go for a Dark Shrine, so similar to that first game. By the way, I know that someone had mentioned earlier, and I guess I want to explain this because I know that this was actually public, but just no one really got to watch it or see it. Someone says that they actually gotten worse going into Korea. He was actually on the upswing, but his priorities kind of changed living in Korea. So
Did you know he got a girlfriend?
yeah, you know that of course. But yeah, his life as a pro gamer actually isn't as well. It's just not what he wants anymore. He talked about that I think on the drop. I want to say.
Oh, so both people here who watched that probably know about it then. That's not meant to be rude. I'm just making a really unnecessary joke, by the way. I like Joe and I like this guy.
Yeah, and it's not meant to be rude and be like, well, like, you know, NoRegreT's not trying anymore, so you guys should expect him to lose. Like, that's not my point. But
well, maybe we should expect him to lose, though. These Adepts are doing a lot of damage right now.
Yeah, well, he's not doing a great job in this game, of course. But the point was that he actually did use. He's actually on the upswing, like I said, but he just life changes and whatnot, so he has not been practicing 24/7.
The whole position of the drones there was really interesting towards the end. It stopped the Adepts from auto-attacking them. So you'll note NoRegreT didn't actually lose that many workers through this attack. But he did take a lot of damage still.
Yeah, you know, it's the fact they had to make more lings after already making so many and losing so many. So HuShang, he has his production now on the way. He's actually just going to all in. He had a probe looking like he wanted to take a third base, but then I guess he changed his mind. And, of course, he has DTs now running across the map. There's a Spore Crawling each base, though, so they're going to have to target fire if they hope to do something. And they definitely should. If they target fire, that's a dead third.
I want to point out the awkward +1 range weapons coming out again. So we had questioned like whether it was because like cause and effect of what was going on, but looks like this is just NoRegreT's build. And well, I can certainly get behind the idea that it helps the queens. It's just if you had +1 melee right now, these lings would be savage.
Yeah, I think it's one part we're so used to seeing +1 melee and be very effective. That's kind of like a nice new way in the last few months that Zerg's been playing. It's also that every single time we see him get the +1, his timings get thrown off because of either his doing or his opponent's doing. So, really quick lair with really quick Hydras with really quick +1, I'm sure can be a very powerful build. But every time we've seen him so far, his +1 gets started because you start it so early. But the Hydras started so much later. The Roaches are started so much later because, well, his lair is heavily delayed. I'm not even sure you really want to go for Roaches. I mean, I guess seeing all the Adepts again as opposed to, I don't know what else, but something else. He doesn't want to go for Hydras.
Geist, I apparently missed your resub. I'm super sorry, dude. You know, if your name wasn't basically Ghost in German, maybe it'd be easier to see you.
Yeah, that's your fault, really.
That's like, yeah, come down there, Casper, the friendly subscriber. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be taking shots, but let's see here, backing it up. Geist subbed for 15 months. It says, hey guys, nice to see you tonight.
Hello.
Big love, dude. Please, no disrespect. Now the Lings managed to come top of the army, but this is where those Archons are greatly fortified in, and NoRegreT just gets melted. We just had pink sludge, red blood, and just gross bits go everywhere.
Yeah, this is This is a game-ending move, and it didn't even need a War Prism.
So, let's back up a second again about this whole NoRegreT playing less hardcore than he was in the past. The thing is, though, with only like 6 people competing tonight, statistically, he still has a chance to actually qualify through.
That's true, yes. You're right. It's 5 people.
Goes for the recall. Okay. I don't think that's necessary with the reinforcements that were coming, but wants to keep the Archons alive. Now the Adepts are going to just transfer around and harass or sacrifice themselves. A bit of a donation. HuShang feeling bad for NoRegreT. Says here, have some freebies. Sorry for beating you so mercilessly here in this game.
Yeah, that's where he's going with that one.
There's like a karma meter that doesn't get displayed on the overlay. Maybe we should get a graph up for it, but yeah, this will buy HuShang some good mojo.
Maybe. The Roaches, there's not enough of them. And there's no Ravagers either, so they're gonna get like a lucky hit of Curse of Bile. I'm surprised that HuShang is pulling back. He's really scared of that +1 missile attack, you know?
Well, you know, it came out so
I
quick,
hope
Zombie Grab. He didn't even see it coming. It was like, whoa, you went for legs. I was expecting melee. What do you do with all this extra damage on those roaches?
In between the game and the lobby, HuShang actually like talked to me and he was like, please don't make fun of me too much or make me mistakes. GG. And I was like, oh, we weren't paying attention to you. We were attention to the NoRegreT.
Yeah,
this is the first game.
Don't worry there, Buttercup. You're fine.
And he said, like, you know, what he did wrong. And I was like, oh, we didn't notice. But,
well, you know, some people do get really self-conscious about being cast. We've seen this over years of StarCraft 2, so I'm not super surprised.
Well, I was, like, on the fence of telling him why we weren't focusing on him. And, like, saying, like, did you even notice that he got +1 missile? Like, did you even get to click on the Hydralisk before the game ended?
Yeah. But okay, that's going to be HuShang advancing, so congratulations to him. He'll go to the Grand Finals match. Next match up will be Scarlet's semifinals. She'll be playing against either Steadfast or X-Patrick. They are both currently in Game 2, and we'll find out if somebody wins or not, and have that match ready to go right away. Either way, we will be going to a break, and until then, enjoy the new screens. I'll do you guys a solid. I don't normally even play music during these breaks. I'll play some music during the break. What? That's right. It's a new leaf, new overlays. See you guys in a little bit.
Close your eyes.
It's occurring to me now I don't have a proper scene for this, so we're just gonna loop the commercial scene. I'll fix that later.